How's it going, everyone? The Trout 91 here for another Friday commentary. If this seems a little bit like I'm on, I don't know, drugs or something, like it's really quiet and calm and chilled and quite, I don't know, calm and chilled and quiet. It's quite late here, so I'm trying to be respectful to those in the house that I need to be quiet. And today I thought I'd do a commentary. For the last, I'd say, couple of weeks, my dad's been saying that he feels it's harder on on teenagers and kids these days, and I was just kind of like, I don't know, Dad, I don't think you're being realistic about it, and because to me, I suppose I kind of blank out a lot of the bad times and things that weren't quite great, purely because of how different of a person I am now. But when I think about it, it does seem like for us these days it's quite hard. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on what you do socially. There's a lot of pressure on getting a good job and being able to make a lot of money and taking care of yourselves. There's a lot of peer pressure, people always saying, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, encourage you to do things you're not necessarily wanting to do, like, I don't know, drugs or vandalism, shoplifting, maybe. I don't know what kind of crowds you hang out with. I didn't hang out with any of these crowds. I just like to state that straight away before I continue. But it's something that really has a lot of pressure when people really kind of goad you into doing things. There's a lot of things that I personally didn't agree with as a kid and as a teenager growing up, and when I didn't feel it was right, I kind of steered clear of it. I mean, I've never done drugs in my life. I've not smoked one puff of a cigarette ever, purely because I don't agree with it. And I don't think there's any point or need to do it. So I suppose I was not as strongly influenced as some other people, but I know that when you have been put in situations like that, it's very hard to kind of say no and give your reasons, because people will call you things like, they might call you gay or call you a loser, they'll stop being your friend, because people these days are really harsh that way. I mean, when I see some of the stories that people do, people committing suicide because of bullying, because of the way they look, the way they act, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they are as a person, it's kind of discriminating against the person for being who they are, and it's not very nice, like, some of the people these days, the way that they are towards other ones. If I suddenly stop talking or get a bit distracted or there's a lot of clicking going on, I'm trying to play League of Legends at the same time, or at least select my champion. I'm not sure who to pick. I'm gonna have to play support. I'm playing some ranked. People are mean. They make me go support, and I'm a good player, I like to think, so not very nice, but whatever. Sorry, I'm going off a little bit, but I'm trying to think who I should go as support. I've taken Fresh, which is not good. I could go Blitzcrank, just to be that guy who picks Blitzcrank. Leona's there, they have a lot of annoying players. Do you know what? Let's go Morgana, because I don't actually play Morgana that much. That makes no sense why I would do that, but why not? But I do have a Morgana skin, so why the hell not? Anyway, moving on. I wasted a good minute or so. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, it's like there is a lot of pressure. I think it's just the way people are. If you do one thing, you're kind of scarred for life. You do one thing wrong, sometimes you can be scarred for life, and you could be put out. Actually, have I got two Morgana skins? I think I do, actually. I don't have time to select the other one. Great. Anyway, I've picked the wrong one, but I don't know where that came from. Anyway, it's not very nice. I've said that many times, but I'm trying to think of a situation where that's actually been the case. I think, I remember when I was at uni. I was at Kent Uni first. I went there originally, and I didn't like it, left and came back home and went to University of Westminster, which is a lot easier and close to home, means I can live at home. That is a terrible Morgana skin as well. But I basically found that because I didn't quite agree with what other people were doing, or how they were, or what they liked and what they acted like, and because I thought different things. I think it was mostly because I played a lot of games in my room, and I'd be up at like 2 in the morning shouting and stuff, and maybe they thought I was a little bit weird and talking to myself, and probably overheard a couple of conversations that may not have been needed to be heard, but I don't know, people are very judgmental, and it's kind of like, yeah, people have some really harsh influences on you, and like people can steer you away from hanging out with a certain person purely because of what another person said that has a little bit more sway in a social group. And I know that's true for a lot of people. It's like there's been a load of occasions where there's been someone who I've gotten along with, I haven't had any problems with, and then because some other person's had sway in a social group, we've decided not to hang out with that person in the past, or we've avoided them, and usually it works out for the better, and I realized that yeah, that was probably a good call in the end, and you can't get over that. I mean, growing up can be really difficult when there's so many people. People are just kind of like out to get each other. It's very rare that you see people banding together these days and kind of enjoying each other's company and just trying to work for a moral cause. I think that's why I love the gaming scene so much. There's a lot of like-minded people, especially on YouTube, competitive gaming. People kind of just working to a similar goal, I feel, and no one's really out to get each other. Everyone's kind of in it for everyone. And it can be really difficult. So I guess it's up to you whether you think it was more difficult back in the day or whether you think it's really difficult growing up now. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff. It wasn't the most on topic commentary, but that's that. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later. Peace out.